Alcohol nearly killed me. What I'm about to share is going to be difficult for me to talk about. But if this video gets just 20 views, it would have served its purpose. You don't need to be an alcoholic for alcohol to destroy your life. In fact, most men don't even notice the damage until it's too late. If you're in your 30s to late 40s and still drinking most weekends, then these 5 signs should scare you. Because I missed them, and it nearly destroyed me. So let's get straight in. The first one that impacted me the most was health. I've only spoken about this briefly before, but when I was 19, I almost died from drinking. But not in the way that you might think. I was out with people I'd met on a night out. We ended up going to some house party in some rough neighborhood. I'd been drinking for 2 days at this point, and I needed to take something to keep me awake. Long story short, I ended up taking some white powder, and it turns out that it wasn't cocaine. It left me wired and I struggled to sleep, so stupidly, I ended up taking some of my dad's sleeping pills. At the time, my dad was seriously ill with MS and he was being prescribed all sorts of medication to deal with the chronic pain. I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up taking way more than I should have, and I basically ended up in hospital on a life support machine with only a 50% chance of surviving. Thank God I didn't die, and I'm here now to tell you the tale. At the time that this happened, I'd just come out of prison for fighting, and my girlfriend at the time had cheated on me when I was in prison with one of my best friends. So as you can imagine, a 19-year-old with a drinking problem, I wasn't best equipped to deal with the problem. Hardly any of my friends know about this actually. As soon as I got out, I went straight back out over my friend's house and drank again. I was out of control. Sadly, even that wasn't enough for me to stop drinking. It was only when I reframed what alcohol was actually doing to me 5 years ago that I was able to quit. I have a free training video for 2025 that explains how I did it. We won't get into this now, but I'll leave the link below in the description. When you're drinking regularly, even just weekends, you're making decisions from a low standard. I've been arrested so many times, I can't even remember. I'm not saying that you're going to break the law, but when we drink alcohol, it lowers our inhibitions. Let's just be honest, if we drink too much, anything can happen. For you, controlled drinking might turn into staying up on your own drinking whilst your wife has gone to bed or your friends have gone home. You drink so much, you're hungover for days, which means you miss the gym before work. Even worse, you call in sick to work. You may have paid sick days, but this affects your performance long term, and your colleagues soon begin to see through your lies. This is the beginning of the end, and before you know it, you're unemployed, spending a month applying for new jobs. This leads me nicely to my next point, financial life. If you're an ambitious guy in your 30s or 40s, do you really think being hungover and lethargic is going to get you the finances to live a life of freedom on your own terms? Or even be able to give your wife and kids the life that they want? Because I know in my case, not being able to hold down a consistent job in my 20s didn't set me up for a successful 30s. You might be in a good corporate job now, but there's a chance you might want to build up your financial reserves so you can take a chance on starting your own business. Or maybe it's just that you want financial security to take care of your family. Your finances might not be at rock bottom like they were for me, but you need to consider what alcohol is doing to your future earning potential. Killing your potential. If you're watching this video, this one's gonna hit you the hardest. Because deep down, you know that you are capable of more. But alcohol makes you play it small. You're frustrated because you know that you were meant for more. Every time you turn on social media, you constantly see the people living the life that you want. The car, the girl, the man that everybody respects. But instead, you've just caught a glimpse of yourself in the mirror. And the truth is, he's unrecognizable to the man you were in your 20s. And just as a side note, I actually know a guy who used to show me pictures of him in his 20s. And the sad thing was, he was in his 30s and he was overweight. And he was saying, this is what I used to look like. Yeah, buddy, that's in the past. This is you now. What are you gonna do about it? Most people say that alcohol keeps you stuck, but I would argue it makes you worse. Number 5, you think you've got time. You keep saying after the holiday, after the weekend, after the wedding, after the whatever. But trust me, later turns into years And if you're anything like me, it can turn into decades, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Meanwhile, your health is declining, your confidence is slipping, and your opportunities, they are just passing you by. You think you've got time, but the truth is, you've only got today. I have a full video on how you can stop alcohol cravings in their tracks, and you can watch it here.